Puggy matchups would give us some exciting moments at least. I'm also looking to see who's actually put the most work in coming into this tournament, because that's going to be the big factor here. Like, we don't know too much about these teams. Like, we see Isurus playing within the sort of Brazilian scene, and Infinity, well, they played against some Peruvian teams, some Colombian teams. Like, this will be their first chance to like properly fight within North America, so it's definitely going to be interesting. And well, already we're going to have that aggressive push coming in. A nice start from Malbs to already get that opening pick, and his teammate Kruz has done the same. This is looking like a shutdown already for Infinity. Well, there's only 2 players remaining, 1962. Definitely going to be one of those names that throws me off a little bit while saying it, but I don't know what it's referenced to. A lot of them do have those players referencing to that. Somehow they've managed to get 2 kills back. Maybe it's the amount of kills he's got. Maybe he'll have to change it to 1963.
I've been told the answer before, and I can't remember.
So have I. So that's the annoying thing. Is it about where they live?
Dependence?
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Here we go. Nox doing a little bit more damage. They're starting to get worrying for the CT side. They're in such an advantageous position, and well, finally, Sam is going to come in from behind, and Davy's twin will be able to get the last kill.
Well, I mean, that was a strong start, but you have to kind of wonder it wasn't a strong finish.
Maybe it was the year he was born.
No. Tom. He was born in '95, okay?
It was a joke. Obviously, it's not the year he was born. Otherwise, he is immortal.
Yeah, it's a homage to his father, actually.
Okay, that's interesting. I like it, actually. Because a lot of them you see numbers within. I think a lot of the Chinese players have.
That's because the numbers are like the same sounds in Chinese. So they actually try to put out words in numbers. That's what I learned.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, there's some good coming from casting Overwatch.
Okay, let's not go too far.
I wasn't talking about the game being good. I was just talking about, you know.
Well, I guess when you're watching that, you have to
things.
talk about something. Because the game's trash.
Okay, calm down, Tom. Looks like they're going to put the push towards the A site. Davies, well, being pretty successful here. He's taking a lot of damage, but he has survived, and now Spamzy going to spam away his bullets. Noxy will get 1, but you can't imagine him getting much more than this. Sam will shut that down, so good job by Infinity to already put up some decent numbers. Again, the first round was a little bit back and forth, but second round looking much cleaner, like his hands.
Those are some sweaty hands. He was wiping that for quite a while. We're seeing the opposite of what we saw earlier with the beautiful little like hand heaters that they had. And some
I mean,
just
his knees are weak. Palms are sweaty. Come on.
Here we go. This time we'll have the buy-in from the T side, already looking to challenge in towards middle. Molotov actually going to miss, so Sam A is going to be given some space. Player picked up from Denial, who actually were relegated last season. Take that as you will. But he was clearly the standout player, and Infinity have looked to build upon their roster from last season. They did manage to make it through to the second stage, but I think they went out without winning a map. 1962 will be able to finish off Sam A. CT side, well, and T side, in fact. There's 4 grenades on the whole board at the moment. So it is just going to come down to these individual battles. And, well, weaponry-wise, you'd say that Isurus are in the lead, but ultimately, 45 seconds left. They look like they're about to gather up and go in towards the B site. Rotations looking to be held by 1962 as they will be making their way in, but this crossfire could be deadly. Kruzan spots out 1 player already. Malbs needs to at least hit a shot here, and they get both openers within a matter of seconds, giving them a man advantage, and Nox adding 1 more, leaving Spamzy all alone. Spamzy 1. Is he done?
Well, Well, at least get a kill, make it expensive for Isurus. It looks like he's actually going to go for the attempt on this. He does have a kit. Does have a little bit of time to work with. The problem is he has 2 players to find. He spots out the first. The second actually around the corner. He has 4 bullets left with his AK, so I'm not sure why he didn't necessarily go for the reload, but he pushes in, dies, and is just going to take another round. I was kind of expecting him to save it, to be honest. But he did go for the attempt, and Isurus able to get back on the board to tie things up at 2 apiece. I feel like there's going to be a lot of like nuances in these matches we're going to have in Group D between the teams that we're not really going to know fully about. Honestly, having the ability to play against each other quite a bit in scrims and practice. And just like we saw in Dust 2, kind of not the standard way we've been seeing out of like North American, European teams in the last match. But Infinity with the pistols. Versus going to push just straight through right into cruising, and he's going to have himself the kill. B-side's going to be left open pretty much from there on. Mob's going to be the one to defend with the deagle, and we smoked up towards the right side. He's going to have to peek far on the left. Actually, even that's going to be smoked off, so they're going to hold them back.
The question is it worth it? We'll let them work it. Put their thing down, flip it,
You really
and reverse it.
No. You are not allowed to literally look that up on your phone because you don't know the lyrics.
Don't lie, it's a package joke.
You are not allowed to do that.
I couldn't think of them exactly, so, you know.
Do you even know who sings that song?
Missy Elliott.
Okay, well, at least you know that.
I did also just Google the song, so that comes up straight away, but I did know that anyway.
Disappointed, Tom. Oh, round number 5 kicking off. You can see that Infinity, they have the glass cannon actually for Sam. He's looking for an opportunity in the middle, looking for a shot. Not being gifted to him just yet. I like how slow Isurus are playing this. As they're going to be able to tie it up. And utility that wasn't there in the prior round, well, it's finally going to be there for Isurus. As they have so much utility to expend on the side of Infinity. Well, just a couple of flashbangs and 1 smoke. And I would imagine that last smoke will be used towards Ramp or Palace, which will leave the B site susceptible to being pushed. And it might actually come down to a 3-2 split. So Sam might have an opportunity to actually pick up a kill or 2 here. Isurus, are they going to expect him to be holding this angle? And it turns away at probably the wrong moment. They'll just give up that full control. Actually, I feel like Isurus got very lucky with him backing up in towards connector.
Already clearing out a lot of positions early into this. Once again, they're looking to try and fight into this B site. Malbs will be there to kick things off, but it's more on the rotation. Sam A with the AWP is not going to be able to connect. His teammate is now going to be pressured. He misses the initial shots. 1962 gets another entry. Leaves just 2 players remaining. The CT side starting to struggle, but Spamsy getting a kill back in makes it possible. The problem is they're so desperately low, and he only has an MP9. They need an absolute miracle, and it's a nice shot at least onto Reversive. But it's MBL to close out the round.
Isurus now up to 3. Okay, so Infinity, they really had a strong start. The pistol round looked good until they started to let a couple slip away. Round 2 looked doable. And Isurus are starting to really kick it into gear, and I mean, you can see 5 kills for 1962. He's been able to help open up these sites relatively well. Pistols only for Infinity. They do have 2 smokes though. Those will be the 2 defenders towards the A site, while the rest of Infinity could be pushing onto short. Unfortunate part is no one's going to be there, Tom, so it's not like they're able to get an early kill. And if the Isurus goes for the execute towards A, I don't know, Spamsy's got to hit some shots because he's going to be in the site. Only one there to defend. But he's just so blind. There's fire all around him. He's just backing up into the smoke. And actually, this little bit of a lurk play might work out for him. You can see all the... Well, it could have worked out for him. Max just absolutely taking his head completely off. The push is still going to come through.
Well, there's a bit of a gap. A big gap now. Unfortunately, Max has done enough, and the CTs will only get 1 kill in the end. Max has gone a bit mad in that round with 4 to his name. Just getting all the puns out of the way early.
I'm just going to stop acknowledging them. I feel like that's part of the reason why you do it, is to get a reaction out of me. If I just stop giving that reaction, then maybe you'll stop with the puns.
If that's what you truly believe, then you should talk to Harry, who casted with me for a fair amount of time and attempted that, and they will never stop.
Is there a reason why he doesn't cast with you now? Is that
potentially
the reason?
that, or maybe it's just that Hugo's so damn good looking that it's hard to keep away from him.
He is. He has a house. Like, he's the full package.
Are you still talking about the house?
Yes.
Okay.
Just the house. We see a timeout come in for Infinity. And I think that's smart, considering how these rounds have gone. Going to be able to buy up finally here in round number 7, and they need a victory. Again, this group, it's very tough, and I think every team obviously is gunning for that #1 position, and obviously every team in every group should be, but this one, it means even more, as we were discussing before, Tom, in the last match, that if you come in 2nd or 3rd, you do survive relegation, you do move into the 2nd group stage, but with teams like Furia there, Complexity there, United, Renegades.
I'll be honest, I think the only team that could win a match in that group is Sharks, and Sharks are the team I expect to win this group.
Yeah.
So, unless something drastic happens and one of these teams proves me wrong, well, I'm expecting just the first team to be able to get through. Isurus, the entries in this round have been fantastic. 3, make that 4 now duels that they've won without barely any health lost. Infinity actually starting to look a little bit lost at the moment, and there's something we sort of talked about in the build-up to this match is comparing these two teams is impossible. They've played against each other in the past, but rosters have changed. And as of recently, there's only been matches played within their own territory. Like, as said, we've seen some Colombian matchups face off against Infinity. They've also faced against the Peruvian team. And then on the other side of things, Isurus have mostly been playing against Brazilian opposition. And although they have been losing or drawing some of those matches, I think one of the tournaments they play are best of 2s. I think the teams they've also been playing are much more established as well. The only team that I've really heard of that Infinity have played against was INTZ, or INTZ, and they lost, and that's obviously now without KNG. So that team, well, I'm not saying it's dead, but like they lost their best player by miles. Like, that was what made that team impressive or someone worth watching. Since then, the team really hasn't been able to do too much. So I think they did end up qualifying through I can't remember what qualifier that was actually for, but even still, I think that was Atlanta, that was it. So it's one of those things, but you still look at that roster now and compare it to what it was in the past, and coming close against them is not really enough.
Well, right now, close is just something we're looking for. Spamzy, that could have been very dangerous for him, as he does pick up the kill and does take control of ramp. But Infinity are just getting caught on the rotates. Isurus just reading into that perfectly. Spam's not able to get the shot onto 1962. And is just looking to take their 6 on the board. It's just cruising the left. And he's actually being flanked from CT spawn. You can see 2 players looking directly towards him. Yeah, you're not going to fight your way out of that one. It is just now up 6-2 here. I think the something that's kind of funny. I mean, you had Infinity as chosen to win this, right?
No.
You sure you said Isurus? We both said Isurus. Okay,
Yep.
so then it was just Davey that said Infinity. How mad is Dust going to be if Davey just flat out ruins his record?
I don't know. I think at this point, Dust has been flying for a ridiculous amount of hours and has finally made it to Rotterdam, so I don't think that that's going to be his major priority. And he was losing anyway, so what difference does it make?
Yeah, technically it was to us. High five. Rooster. Anyways, that was yesterday. No, I'm leaving you hanging. You can hold it up. Pretty sure production doesn't want to hear me. I'm not sure if anyone on the stream could even hear me there.
No, because I was holding your mute button. But here we go.
I'll just get closer to you then.
Please don't.
Yeah, don't hold my
Can't
cough
stand
button.
the smell.
What? I showered last week.
When it rained.
Shh. There was puddles. It's more of a bath, I guess. Spamzy looking to peek out towards Width. Actually gonna spot them out, and you hate to see it. That's so painful. Of a duel to lose. Sam able to at least get one back, and Davies gonna go for the spray onto Max, gets him down to 13 HP. NBL's gonna be inside of Palace to cause maybe a slight distraction. He has to worry about the player though in CT spawn, and he's actually spamming through the ground, connecting a couple of shots. Ezra's now working up towards connector. They're looking to hit on towards the A site.
Once again, they just seem to be winning these duels, and Davies got to be careful. There's still a man up above, but they just get two back. And even going to be able to clear another. He stepped up, left it onto Nox to try and close this out. Now he's got the bomb. He could just go back to B, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Reset this round. He's just got to be careful of the man peeking into CT, and Sam's going to be able to connect the shot. Infinity finally get themselves back onto the board, but there is an insane amount of money for the T side, so they're going to be able to buy back into this one comfortably, and also now have the chance to send their opponents back down to nothing, because only 2 players survived.
I think one of the most impressive things about that round didn't have anything to do with the players. It was Sliggy was always on the right person getting the kill until the very end. Or the
it was auto-directed, I'm sure.
Don't worry. I believe in you, Sliggy. Sam, I actually like this little aggressive play towards middle. He just kind of hides around the corner at the wrong time. Doesn't spot the first player jumping out, but eventually able to get the kill and the second as well. Sam coming alive when they need it. One more player left on short as the other players on Isurus were looking to go for a 3-2 split towards B. And they have to worry about cruising. Sam's trying to stay alive, trying to stall, and it allows actually Mobs to come around the corner and take Noxie down. But there's still 2 players left alive, and there's still 1 player on the CT side left in towards the back of site.
Yeah, this is going to become a tough crossfire to clear. However, they have a man on short, a man on the flank. Bench as well covered. Like, this is not possible, and almost managed to kill off Kruzan, but it is going to be a 4th round onto the board. Much better from Infinity. But even still, the T's are not going to be in too much trouble to buy into this round. Nice couple of shots from Sam. I think it's important that he really does step up in this sort of match. With the primary AWPer for his side, also the star player as well. I think on the other side of things, we're more looking at someone like Max, a 20-year-old. Well, Sam looking to try and play that rotational AWP role. Is now going to be on the B side. He's switched up his position from the previous round, and I always like to see that from an AWPer. I think especially on a map like Mirage, when things can easily become quite stale for the CT side and almost predictable because the map has been in the pool for so long now. It's good to see someone switching up their positions and basically trying to catch the opponents off guard as to where they're going to be. Good start to the round once again for the CT side. The aggression from Spamsy, though, almost loses his life, but instead he nets some information and manages to fall back.
Get another peek half a second earlier. Mobs would have spotted out quite a few players. Reversa spraying down on a cruise and does some decent damage. But Mobs, I mean, he's in the key point. Actually gets the dink and the kill in 1962. Even potentially hopping back in towards the house. NBL's going to push up ramp but not expect Cruisin to be there. And Infinity have woken up. Reversa alone with 4 left to kill. And only 30 seconds left. He does have the bomb, luckily. But I don't really see an easier world where he makes it towards the B site.
Yeah, so low on HP and at least reads the play right, but it's Mounds to actually get the 4K in this round. A strong performance from him, and now looking to try and level up the scoreline. Money starting to diminish as well for the T side, who had such a big bank just a couple of rounds ago, but the CT side have managed to keep things relatively clean. They've denied bomb plants as well, so they can't grow any further. They're not going to have a buy into this one. Now, the way that obviously the economy is going to work is that a bomb plant here will at least give them a reasonable amount of finance into the next round. I think that was his own Molotov that actually started burning him there.
Trying to catch the smoke from going in towards the window, I guess. Versus already going to be dropped. Noxie, though, has been able to get in towards the window, and it just feels like Renegades with Azur right now. He's going to flank around the B site completely. No one's going to expect him to be there. Especially Cruisin, who's going to most likely lose his head. Noxie will even actually check the bench. He should be. There you go, spots him out. And just runs around him, and now they have the B site. Miles going to trying to play over from short. And Noxy doesn't expect Sam to be there, so Sam surviving the win. Oh my gosh. Well, Malves peeks from short. The rest of the team has finally got into the site. And now Sam, look how aggressive he's played here.
He's pushed in with the rest of the squad and leaves just 2 Ts to defend. It's on to Max. He's turned it into a 1 versus 1. It's been Malves all the way through. 3 kills for him already in this round. Jumps forward, spots his opponent, but won't be able to win the battle. I believe it's 2 of the top fraggers in the server at the moment fighting off against each other. Max is going to win it out again for his team. Still, though, a ridiculously close round, and the CT side were surviving with like 4 players alive, 3 players alive in a couple of the rounds, so there may be some potential here for them to invest in. Even still, further pushing this T side half out from Isurus.
I think Noxy got very lucky that Sam was not prepared for there to be someone in towards kitchen. I think he also didn't expect Sam to rotate it so quickly. And I was a little bit worried though, his team, there was no smokes for short. There was a team in a little bit late or a little bit slower. I was expecting a little bit more of a fast pace, but I guess they were clearing a couple of angles before they did go in.
I always wondered who stole my nickname, and it seems that it's the coach of Infinity.
If I ever have to say that line, I'm going to be really confused. If someone stole my old alias, I would first of all ask them, why the hell would you choose such a bad alias?
Yeah, but why?
Yeah, that's change it.
In case you didn't know, their coach's alias is Alone.
Don't worry. We're all alone, Tom. We're going to see Isurus now on the push towards A. Sam with the op again, rotating around different parts of the map. Needs to hit some shots, but the smoke hasn't actually come in. Finally, it's going to plume towards CT spawn. But Sam gets a shot nonetheless. That was actually onto the bomb. Max goes down. Reversive, if he just knew what was on the other side of the smoke, the damage he could possibly do. The bomb will be picked up, will be secured, and it will be placed. But Noxy going to be very careful here. Spamsy actually around the corner. Able to get killed with the nade, and eventually runs out of ammo. Now Cruisin tries to push up. They're kind of pushing at different times. And Noxy's going to be alone against 2.
They know exactly where he is, however. Makes his way back. They do have a kit and a smoke available to them, and against an AWP, that isn't going to be ideal. Smoke going to be going down, and he's just going to try and throw out his own to give him that little bit of extra space. He was hoping for a gap, but there isn't going to be one, and he's just going to get spammed down by the USP. Infinity, they'll take the round and keep the AWP going at least. But both teams now are going to have vulnerabilities within their economy. A messy round, to say the least.
So
a brawl on the A site.
You could even see the story of what was happening on that retake. It was just kind of aggression towards jungle, aggression towards CT spawn. Kills coming in around the board. Smoke's coming through. Maybe we'll see actually a fast B play, or maybe a contact B play. Mom's gonna get the nade in. Does some good damage actually, the follow-up nade as well. And you can see 1962 down to 4 HP. And they even have Sam on the rotate. They have everyone here to defend this. 4 players on the CT side. Finally, 1962 is gonna get 1, but they still have mobs to worry about. This player cruising back towards bench. And Spamsy as well. And that'll be a clean take for Infinity. Only losing 3 players. To be fair, they actually lost quite a few, considering they had the information of where they were already going. But they get the round nonetheless, and I think that's the important part for them.
Well, scoreline equalized once more, and a few decent individual plays. Malb's still the one that I think has been the man to watch so far, but Sam with the AWP performing, Max as well. Unfortunately, he's only going to have a UMP, but then again, that's actually the most expensive weapon on his side in this round, as Isurus are just trying to force things up, and it looks like they're about to split into the B side. This could be a fast take in already. NBL goes down, but a nice shot from Nox as well. We've got to open things up. Cruisin has not had the best match, doing damage but not been able to get the kills, and another comes in for the T side as they just barrage this B bomb site, leaving 3 players to attempt the retake. Of course, it's the last round of the half, so they will be going for it. Davies just trying to clear out some of these remaining angles, but the clock is ticking. They do at least all have hits. Sam so close, but he's actually not going to be able to get the kill and leaves his teammates in a little bit of trouble. Nox gets his 4th kill of the round. He's on for the ace at the moment, but he won't be able to do it. They give him the chance to take the fight, knowing now that the round is pretty much over, and Max is going to be there to close it. Isurus eventually will close this half out with an 8-7 victory, but it definitely wasn't clean. Neither side really dominating. Money never really building up for either of the teams either. And the second half, it's all to play for.
Yeah, very close game, considering these two teams have had interesting results come into this, and we didn't really know a ton about them, to be honest, but we know a little bit more about them now as they finish the first half, and we'll be going to a break and coming back with the conclusion of map 1.
I'll show you how it's done. There's no sight we go inside. The man is the one. You build your walls with faith in God. They never come around. Then wonder why we all defy the burden to be born. We're coming home with a mission to bring an end to a terrible land. We are here to your mission. We are many of one. We're coming home with a mission to tear you down from your undeserved throne. We can take your conviction. We are many of one. You may call it a virus, but we call it the antidote. It's an answer to silence. The future is here to revolt.
Tom, can you believe it? 10 days in to Season 10 of the North American Pro League, and we're coming into our final day, or sorry, our final group in the first day.
You got up 2 days early. Bye.
I'm not pulling a dust. You know, just ditching out the show. Ditching on the family we have here. We're gonna see Infinity on the T side, and look at this. Isurus starting to get aggressive up towards middle. BL in good position to punish somebody. Needs to hit the shots. Does have backup there. And I actually like the usage of the smoke. Was that Noxy able to peek in from the side of it?
It's a one-way.
They left the B side open, and that's the bomb now dropped. Cruisin' and Spamsy. And they take this in a 2-1-4. Saw something really similar in the first half in pistol round. Cruisin's just gonna charge straight forward into them, trying to catch him off guard, but it's not gonna work out. Noxie's gonna get 3 in the round, and Isurus will take the pistol.
Yeah, an important start to the second half. And I wonder if we'll see a force buy-in or if the T's are going to patiently wait. They don't get the bomb down, so you'd normally expect that they won't. There's no chance for the SGs to be coming in just yet, and not enough kills to even get close to anything worthwhile. But you never know. They might just try and force the issue. Seems like they're going to play it safe. And actually, you can see the CT side as well. Maybe expecting more of a force buyout from them here. They've gone for 4 rifles, the 1 SMG on reversive to try and make that little bit of extra cash. NBL waiting patiently. Quite an aggressive peak considering this situation. A rifle will actually go into the opponent's hands. A chance for Spamsy to make this a little bit more costly than they probably would have liked. Luckily, 1962 is going to be cleaning things up, and they know exactly where Big Sam is going to be waiting. 10-7. Conversion round fairly clean. They even pick up the remaining rifle as well. And now we can get into our buy rounds.
I think they get a little bit lucky, too, that the gun that didn't go down was in towards underpass. So when he picked it up, he wasn't necessarily in a position to kill anyone, or the rest of his team was being shot over from short. But still taking the round. Upgrading straight back into the M4 for, I think that was Reversive, who's picked it back up. And now we're going to see Infinity with the SG buy-ups coming through, the 1 AK. The force max out. I wonder actually if Isurus might go for a double op setup, but they're feeling confident on the CT side. I've seen it quite a few times, and yeah, you got to be careful there, Reverse, if you do not want to get caught up by Cruz, and he's trying to hit that headshot. And if anything, he baits out a Molotov, and a nade too, so it actually works out really well for him in that exchange. Even Davies left to lurk over towards the Palace position, but he's going to be backing away, I guess, to rejoin the team. And I wonder if they're going to head back towards middle here through connector, or into connector through middle, I should say.
Well, still over a minute left on the clock, and the T's haven't really expended too much of their utility yet. They're just waiting. They managed to get mid-control mostly for free. I'm liking the late smoke coming out from the CTs, however, as it won't allow them to gain that connector control just yet. The spam through actually doesn't hit a bullet. That's going to keep that free frag away. They also know that there's a boost coming into the window. Nox, I don't know if he's going to be able to get away from this, but actually fades through the T smoke. Gives them a little nade. He's really trying to fight this at the moment. Again, it was someone Davey mentioned on the desk, saying that he is the person who likes to aggress, gets a lot of their opening kills. There's a lot of good damage with utility as well. 20 seconds left as the T's now have to try and force this through their own smoke. Eventually they do get that opening kill, but there's a couple of players here. They still have to deal with the peek out from NBL, though, is actually going to be a risk. And now it's left all onto just Max. Back at the site, nothing he can do. And what a take from Infinity. 4 kills. And they, well, don't lose a single player at that point.
I think a little bit of luck coming in for them too, considering Noxie just decides to push the smoke and they get a free kill there. But to push through their own smoke and not get punished is, I think, a very lucky thing. But they get the round either way. I'm not sure if Isurus going to be able to afford too much into this round. But this is Infinity's map choice, so obviously for them, hoping for that strong start. Looks like Isurus could be taking a quick timeout. Probably discuss what they can do in this round. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, looking at that last round time, I was still really confused to see Noxie push the smoke. Obviously, I wasn't in his shoes in a situation. He was trying to make a play happen where he did almost have 2 players for some easy kills, but hindsight's always going to be 20/20.
I like how he puts his microphone almost over his eye. He looks like he's in some sort of futuristic movie where they have that little thing that goes over your eyes. Either way, aggressive push. Going to be coming up into middle. Jason likes this.
Just would have wished for maybe like 1 flashbang.
Oh, never satisfied. Oh, MBL. Ah, he wanted a little bit more. Got greedy and isn't going to be able to get even the 1 kill. So that will be a relatively clean round for the T side as they once again look to build up some cash. But of course, that was only an eco from the CT side. So at least a player was dropped. It's not really anything to write home about, anything too exciting. And in fact, they still don't have enough money to buy. Clearly not happy that maybe they can't get the AWPs. I think there has been a lot of pick play in these early rounds, so potentially wanting to get maybe a double orb setup in. Who knows? Push can be coming through. Nice flashbang. She just gives this site pretty much over to the opposition. Max gets hit by the fadeaway shot, and they're just going to get shut down. Nice from Nox at least to make things that little bit costly once again. But the fact is, if they'd been able to buy into this round, if they'd saved maybe a little bit of extra cash, they wouldn't be in an eco round here. I don't really know how Mouth is actually still alive. I mean, even going to finish off with the ace.
Look at almost all too easy for them. I mean, they did lose technically the half, but doesn't really look like that after their performance style with these guns that they've been able to pick up. But now it's obviously going to be the bot for Isurus, and we're lacking in money. Maybe the double op setup coming through, just because they had quite a few players. I'll go for the single. So Noxie's going to be the one to play that, and he'll be, I guess, heading over towards the B site. Will this mean? I wonder if that would actually mean that Reversive would actually push with the support of Noxie, since he was there, but he boosts him up, so he's not spotted on the van. A little bit of a safer strategy. He actually almost spots out the first. I'm not sure if he actually caught the glimpse or not. But he's going to push up for us. I'm assuming he did see it. And there we go. Cruisin's going to follow. Noxie gets the man advantage already off the bat.
It has been a good performance out from him. He's been fairly good at giving them the advantage. The problem is holding on to it. It's been a bit tougher, but 1962. Not a second. Leave just 3 players remaining. Now, they have had some trouble from the Palace so far. Both teams, in fact, with the best cover for this position. In fact, at the moment, I'm not sure anybody would be prepared for a Palace push. That's exactly what's going to be coming in. Davies already just peeks out and gets that opening pick. MBL has had a pretty poor performance, and he's going to be isolated out. Reversive doesn't even have the right gun for this situation, so the T's actually in a pretty good position here. Once again, MBL's going to go down without any response, and Nox hoping to find a kill through the boxes, but nothing to be had, and Infinity have turned a 3v5 into a 3v3, and I don't even know if the CTs want to be going for this. 1962 is moving in. His teammates are still sat back. It's almost like he's just being covered off, and this is all too easy for Infinity. That would seem just like really poor team play from Isurus. And well, hey, Infinity are going to take that all day long. They managed to pull back what seemed like an impossible position and win it comfortably.
Has to be frustrating, too, for Noxie, who did get the initial kill on a Cruisin. There was a window, I think it was NBL, who was smoked off. He could have pushed through the smoke because he heard both players cross in towards site, and he knew the last player was Davies inside of Palace, so he had an idea where all 3 players were, but I guess he was a little bit afraid, because we saw Noxie do that a couple of rounds prior, and it didn't work out for him this time. Keeps the composure, but still doesn't work out for him in the end. We're going to see the op for Noxie, able to save it from the last round, and a scout for Reversive, so a little bit of investment out of the team. It seems even if Noxie gets the first kill, it's not necessarily a guaranteed round. This push is coming quickly. Infinity's just going to charge all this. I just spot out both players in towards Shadow. Sam, well, not satisfied with his kill being stolen away.
Well, the Scout Versive's actually done a lot of damage, and now Davies is going to go down. They win a force buy out of absolutely nowhere. It seemed like that aggressive push was actually going to work out for them, but the Scout AWP combo does enough, and somehow Isurus have actually broken back in a surprise fashion. And the T's, some of the last few rounds have actually been a little bit costly for them, and oh dear. Yeah, chuck it on the ground. I actually wonder if that was a misbuy.
They left it. Wait, they left it in spawn. Okay. Oh, it was a misbuy.
Yes! Oh, and that makes me so happy. That they consider that gun to be so bad that they just chucked it away. I am a big fan of this Infinity side already. They chose the MAC-10 over a P90. These are my sort of people.
Just trying to snake their way in towards site too. Reverse though is going to shut that down just as quickly as they're able to jump out the window. Maybe if they had a P90, if any might have been able to crack open
You shut
the site.
your mouth.
Now Davies alone. Yeah, definitely a P90 there would have saved it. But either way,
Maybe if you're dumb.
Isurus up 12 to 11. I think we're seeing a lot of like individual brilliance out of both sides. I mean, in that round, Reversive just hitting those 2 shots onto them trying to jump in just shuts down the push pretty much before it even begins, really.
It seems like there's a 4K like nearly every round. it's weird. There's been a lot of 4Ks.
Yeah, we've already had 1 ace as well. A little of a pause coming in. I'm assuming that's out of Infinity.
See, the only real problem with the P90 is the fact that they accidentally bought it and just wasted some of their money. Because there's actually 2 players now on the T side who are in a bit of a troublesome situation in terms of their buy. So, also, like, although I'm not a fan of the weapon, I feel like if you were just going to rush B, it's actually not that bad of a gun to have. Like, you can just spray and pray and hope for a miracle. But I think we may have actually found someone who hates it more than I do. And we're willing to just literally throw it out of the map. It could have just left it in spawn and just hoped that someone on the team would pick it up and then they'd have more of a chance to win.
Nade comes through, Reversive, gonna be Molotov'd off. Gotta reposition himself, and actually it's just gonna be Spamsy kind of lead the charge. He does have the MAC-10, but he's gonna be sprayed down before he has a chance to get a single shot off. It seems like if it didn't work last time, let's try it again. And Reversive, oh, this is gonna be some kills. He gets the first, Sam does eventually punish him. 1962 to help back him up, and rotation's coming through, and Davies with a great shot actually turns it into a 3-on-3. Very real possibility for Infinity to take this round. They drop the bomb on towards the site. He's gonna plant it, and Sam gets a big kill on the Max. Puts Infinity up a player. And Noxie's gonna have an op for the retake. Gonna be so hard. That nade might do some serious damage, only takes him down 20 points of health. And NBL's gonna have to lead the way through.
Effective trading from Infinity is going to give them a round right back. Luckily, the CT side did win one off the back of pistols, so they still have some extra cash. I think one of their players, I think it was Noxie, had about 9 grand going forward, so he should be able to drop for the one player that doesn't have any money. And the last round was relatively clean as well because of Reversive doing so much work. We've seen him really rise up the board. Now 20 kills, 26 for Marbs as well. One currently at the top, and BL trying to take a peek into middle, but isn't really going to see too much. They'll have the information that they have lost control just because of the smokes raining down. A couple of counter flashes thrown out just to try and gather up some of this space. I like this position from 1962. He has used it already. Does seem like Spamsy is aware. Already looking in that direction, and I don't think he will have actually seen him cross because of the smoke. Should be able to just survive in this corner, and actually Spamsy doesn't check it. There's something that's already been used. 1962 almost goes down because flames can float upwards. And now Sam! Well, I may have watched Fireman Sam as a kid, but I don't remember the bit where he just stands in the flames. Normally, he tries to put them out. Well, he'll be put down instead by MBL. Nox could have missed that shot. It may be a pixel, but if he doesn't have to move, it's going to be much easier. Reverse is quite a risky peek, but he actually finds the kill. And not only that, the bomb drops to the floor. And while it's the man who's been leading the way, 26 kills, he needs to break the 30 mark. It's not going to be happening this time. 13 to 12. We get a bounce back of rounds for Icarus, or Isurus. And a few weird situations there. Like 1962, I think he's a bit unlucky with the way the flames work in this game. But Sam was just like, no, it's fine. I can just cook, get a bit of a tan. Do you not tan the bottom of your feet, Jason?
Not with fire.
I don't
Sounds
know.
more painful than anything.
There's those people who walk on hot coals. I don't think it's for tan purposes, but then again, I don't really know the purpose of it. So maybe that is the reason.
I mean, you and the sun have a very interesting relationship.
Well, I am 1/8 Irish, and that 1/8 means that I burn. The rest is English as well, and I don't think the Brits are really known for their magnificent tans.
I don't think the UK is known for getting much sun, to be fair.
And, well, it's a good thing then I live in Ukraine, which has a lot of sun, but also a lot of snow. Not a big fan of either.
I was going to say, I mean, if you're basically the invisible man if you walk around naked in the snow.
Not something I'm going to try.
Yeah, please don't. Well, you can see Infinity with just pistols bought up. Obviously trying to save for the next round. Hoping for potentially a bomb plant. The bomb is actually in top of middle, and Cruisin', actually Noxie's going to be the one to close that out. Cruisin' will fall. And now 14 rounds for Isurus. Hopefully for them, they're not flying too close to the sun. They still need to lock down these 2 rounds to close out map 1.
I actually thought of that one too, but I was going to wait until somebody on their team was burning. I made the fireman. Do you have Fireman Sam in
No.
America?
No.
Oh. It's like, well, it's a kid's TV show about a fireman in England.
Kinda got that idea.
I'm sure Sliggy has probably seen it. If not, then, you know.
He doesn't communicate to us the way that Prius does with
Yeah, where's the nod?
nods and shakes.
Have you seen it? Yes, he has. There we go. Good. I'm glad one person here got my reference. Yeah, I was going to do the same with that one. You know.
I forgot where we were going with this. I forgot how we got to that point.
Because you made the... Oh, I can't remember. Who's the band that sings that song?
What?
Well, there's literally the song that's like, Icarus is flying too close to the
Yeah,
sun.
I was talking about the story of Icarus.
I don't know the story, but well, there is a song.
He had waxed wings and he flew too close to the sun and it melted and he fell and
Oh,
died.
okay. I thought you were doing song lyrics.
No.
Okay.
I'm not that cool.
Okay.
Cruisin' set up inside a window though, able to boost him. He actually spots out NBL and is going to win that trade. A much needed trade for Infinity to stay in this map too. Davies out for the peek and he catches out Max and he might catch it a second. 1962 turns for some reason. And Davies able to open up the site. Noxie, I don't know how he's still alive. How does he survive for that long? Eventually he will fall. Infinity do take the site. Reversive alone against 4. You'd imagine he's just going to save this weapon. And Infinity can't really afford to chase it either, though. They still have Cruisin' lurking. Look at the kill.
Yeah, not quite. The CT side still with cash in the bank. They've used up, I think, all of their pauses, right? On Isurus.
See, now I'm just hoping the cameraman shakes the camera up and down to communicate to us.
I don't think the cameraman can hear us.
I would feel bad if you had to.
Well, he's still deaf from Modem yesterday screaming so loud.
Get out of the server!
Oh, Jesus
Can we play
Christ.
that? Do we have that sound clip? I know someone tweeted to me one. Actually, yeah, I could probably play it on my phone. Someone tweeted me that. But let's not let that happen. Let's just focus on this match. 14-13. This is Infinity's map choice. Looks like they're going for the execute towards A. Isurus invested every single dollar pretty much into this round. Not gonna be able to buy up too cleanly into the next, so they're trying to stop this right where they can. And Noxie might be the man to do it on 27 kills, looking for more. The bomb will be planted. Decent nade, potentially coming through. Only catches Noxie for a little bit of health, and somehow Sam just walks around the corner straight into NBL. Now Davies and Cruising with the last 2 alive against the 5 out of Isurus. And NBL's gonna push through. That's the first fall. Now Cruising, he gets 1. 1 and done, unfortunately, and that will be Noxie picking up 3, and Isurus getting onto map point. 15-13.
A strong retake from them. They actually decide not to fully face. I think that's been some of the problems we've actually had from Isurus, is rather than playing as a team, we've had a few individuals like fighting for positions they weren't really able to do it from. I think MBL's been one of the players, like, you see them with an advantage, and a lot of the time he has let it slip. But this round he actually sort of fixes that. He doesn't face when there's going to be that many players walking into the site. He waits and actually helps them get a couple of the kills in the retake as well. So some late changes. Noxie's been one of the better players. 29 kills now in the server, and well, the T-side coming in with what is a weaker purchase. So as you can be the boost, that's quite a lot of sound that was just made. Noxie can be waiting patiently. Jump up going to be coming in, and unfortunately there's a sign in the way, but I think Spamsy might still know there's a player there. It doesn't matter though. The AWPer gets his 30th frag, and NBL still lurks around the angle. T-side opting to go for utility over the weaponry in some of the cases here. Noxie hoping for a gap within the smoke, but it isn't going to be there. T-side actually start to double their rotation back onto the B side, but there's still an aggressive play in this direction, even if the AWP isn't there. See, again, just peeks out, and Malbs tries to get the trade. He's been quiet over the last few rounds, one of the heavy hitters. In fact, the best player for this side, and now Cruzen's making so much noise. They know where this push is coming in. They're trying to split their way through, and actually, Malbs manages to sneak his way past, but 1962 is still standing on the site. He gets a second as well. Only Cruzen left, and he can't do anything. Isurus are going to take their opponent's map choice. It was a close one, and really could have gone either way. But it is going to be them going into their map choice with an advantage. Of course, I feel like in this sort of series, map choices